I remember fondly when you had the tag team run with Kane, and by the end of all that, obviously you guys were going your separate ways. There was the big dramatic unmasking of Kane, and then he chokeslammed you. That was the first time people seen Kane without the mask. What was kind of the reaction and the kind of backstage kind of planning around that? And was it a big moment for Glenn having to unmask, or just I kind of never really heard anyone talk about the behind the scenes stuff on that angle?
The only thing that really sticks out in my mind about that time period was the vignette, the thing we shot where I was tied up and Kane was trying to light me on fire. And I was already just at that point, the whole time I was there, I was going through different cycles of frustration, like came in representing ECW. I was really happy. Then that petered out. And then I was unmotivated, TV title run, happy, retirement, unmotivated. And it was always like that, up and down. And I felt like, and I know a lot of fans loved this time period, so I'm glad for that. But for me, being in the middle of that, I felt like my job was to be a rag doll, and which isn't good for the ego. Which is important because that's what's so weird is you have to, even if it is like an ego thing, it also determines how you get paid. If you're one of those guys, that's a rag doll, or if you're one of the guys that's getting the 1, 2, 3 every night, you know what I mean? It's so weird that they'll tell you, no, it's a work. Act like it's like you're an actor, and but also you determine how much of the pool every night you're going to distribute based on that exact thing that you have no control over. I was frustrated, and I remember that particular night, Bruce Pritchard was being like such a pain in the ass, wanting to do it over and over and over, and I couldn't scream the right way for him to make it convincing to where he thought I feared for my life, and it was just, and he was like, well, Rob, you're acting, it sucks. And that really just stands out as a focal point for me. I think about how frustrating it was and how much I was looking forward to getting on with that and getting on to the next storyline, whoever they were going to partner me with or whatever the hell they were going to do.
A fan on social media sent a question. You talked about Kane earlier, wanted to get your memories of the match that you and Kane had. I guess it was the last match for the legendary Road Warriors on Raw. Your memories of that particular match when you guys had the tag team championship.
Yeah, so what I remember of it, I hadn't seen the Road Warriors in a very long time. Last time I saw Hawk, I was so young. It was 95. And I've told this story on my RVDology episode on my YouTube, as well as on my podcast. But I had an incident, where say we didn't get along the first time. And it was just something that he was drunk. After he was drunk, he totally forgot about it, whatever. But that was on my mind coming into this, because now I'm a grown-up. Like when you first come in the business, sometimes it's hard balancing out. You got to show so much respect or you're not going to make it. You're going to get kicked out. You can't be, young and green and feel overly comfortable in any situation, and that's just not allowed. But anyway, this time I felt, like now I'm established. Back then, I was just a kid coming up and didn't know how to tie my boots yet. But so I was like, okay, let's see what he brings here. And he was so easy to, soft, easy to get along with, super nice guy. There was no issues, and I doubt he even remembered, but and I remember everybody talking about his no sell because I think after the 1, 2, 3 popped right up or something, and I don't even know. I wouldn't remember that if it wasn't for fans commenting about it, as if it was some incident that meant something to somebody, so having that stands out because I saw that and then I watched it, and then was like, oh yeah, like, what's he doing? He hadn't worked in a long time either. And who knows what was on his mind, but it wasn't a great match. They didn't feel like, the absolute best, most compatible fit that I've ever been through the ropes with. And I don't think they had a job after that. I think it was just the one match, and I don't think they got hired or whatever.